care, support, counseling, and recognition. We as mothers, sisters, aunties, brothers, uncles, and fathers have to take it upon ourselves to support people with disability and children of special needs. The most talented people in the world today are from this class of persons. Only when we nurture them to grow in confidence and hopefulness can we see the potentials in them. Their value should be beyond destitution, condemnation, and stigmatization. They deserve to be empowered through trainings in skills acquisition and entrepreneurship, education, scholarships, talent management and identification, nutrition, agriculture, and more, especially in this modern era of technology. Most importantly, they should be a priority in governance by inclusiveness, protection, and participation. Human rights. SDG 5 under the UN Women emphasizes that women and girls everywhere must have equal rights and opportunity and be able to live free of violence and discrimination. Women's equality and empowerment is one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, but also integral to all dimensions of inclusive and sustainable development. In short, all the SDGs depend on the achievement of Goal 5. As beautiful as it is and well put on paper, is this mandate reflective in our various countries, counties, cities, and nation-states? Has it truly been translated into action? Gender equality by 2030 requires urgent action to eliminate the many root causes of discrimination that still curtail women's rights in private and public spheres. For example, discriminatory laws need to be changed and legislation adopted to proactively advance equality, like in wages and positions in the workforce. Yet 49 countries still lack laws protecting women from domestic violence, inevitably which has contributed to the high rise of mental issues and depression. Eliminating gender-based violence is a priority, given that this is one of the most pervasive human rights violations in the world today. Based on data from 87 countries, 1 in 5 women and girls under the age of 50 would have experienced physical and/or sexual violence by an intimate partner at some point, especially those in the rural communities who remain vulnerable as they travel to their farms, schools, rivers, and hawking trade. Harmful practices such as child marriage steal the childhood of 15 million girls under the age of 18 every year. Women do more unpaid care and domestic work than men. While families, societies, and economies depend on this work, for women it leads lower earnings and less time to engage in non-work activities. In addition to equal distribution of economic resources, which is not only a right, but accelerates development in multiple areas, there needs to be a fair balance of responsibility for unpaid care work between men and women. While more women have entered political positions in recent years, including through the use of special quotas, they still hold a mere 23.7% of parliamentary seats, far short of parity. The situation is not much better in the private sector, where women globally occupy less than a third of senior and middle management positions. UN Women acts to empower women and children across all its programs and advocacy. With stepped-up action on gender equality, every part of the world can make progress towards sustainable development by 2030, leaving no one behind. Human trafficking and exploitation is a must to contain our women and give them back their dignity. In line with the theme and objectives of this conference, let me briefly speak on the current situation of Nigerian women and their participation in economic activities. Women are worst hit by economic transition processes, mainly because they lack access to finance, education, capital, and entrepreneurial skills. Therefore, the percentage of women remains predominantly high among the core poor, who are mainly based in rural areas. Available statistics shows that among the 70% of the population estimated to be living below the poverty line, over 65% are projected to be women. Income and purchasing power is estimated to be $1,495 for men as compared to $614 for women. Men also have greater access to high-paying and secure employment. For example, 76% of federal civil service workers are men, whereas women make up 24% of the workforce and occupy less than 14% of the overall management positions. Additionally, approximately only 17.5% of medical doctors are women, whereas 82.5% are men. These disparities have a significant impact on the capacity of women to contribute to fiscal economic growth in Nigeria. Despite the integral role that women play in the agricultural sector, which is the mainstay of the economy of people in the rural communities, their contributions are less valued or recognized. Women are responsible for carrying over 70% of agricultural labor in Nigeria, 50% of animal husbandry-related activities, and 60% of food processing activities. However, issues and concerns of women in the agricultural sector have been largely overlooked in programs dedicated to improving agriculture. Although this gathering is not meant to outline the achievements we have recorded in enhancing the socio-economic status of women and other vulnerable groups in Sokoto State, permit me to briefly share my personal experience and the efforts of Sokoto State government under the leadership of my amiable husband, Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, CFR, Mutawallan Sokoto, in this regard. In realization of the enormous challenges hindering the socio-economic life of women, children, youth, and persons with disabilities, I established an NGO in Sokoto State, the Mariam Mustafa Amin Waziri Legacy Initiative, which resonates as Mariam Mustafa's Advocacy Workbox and Training. The initiative is working in partnership with relevant government ministries, departments, and agencies, other non-governmental organizations and development partners, and is currently carrying out activities on empowerment, education, health, social safety, mentoring, prisoner reforms, juvenile delinquents, and environment. On the part of my husband, Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, having realized the cross-cutting nature and global dimension of the challenges being faced by women, especially in a state like ours, which shares borders with neighboring countries like Niger Republic, the Sokoto State government is currently working hand in hand with some United Nations agencies and other international development partners to squarely address these issues. The UN agency and development partners are presently collaborating with the state government within their specialized areas. United Nations Fund for Population Activities, UNFPA, is working on reproductive health, gender equality, population and development, as well as fistula care. UNICEF is working on water, sanitation and hygiene, girl-child education and environment. UNIDO is working on investment and technology promotion and entrepreneurship. UNNDP is working on women empowerment and adult education and numeracy. The USAID is also complementing the efforts of the state government in leadership, good governance, fiscal responsibility, and rural empowerment. The positive results yielded by our collective efforts so far have given us the necessary impetus to continue, and we have no intention of slowing down until total success is achieved. On this note, let me conclude with this quote. The human spirit is one of ability, perseverance, and courage that no disability can steal away. And as such, seize this medium to solicit support from development partners and donor agencies to impact on humanity. And also, we are hoping this conference shall be a new beginning of regional collaborations on issues of mutual concerns. Our advocacy through my foundation and office remains committed to this cause. Like I've always said, the human spirit is one of ability, perseverance, and courage that no disability or inconvenience can steal away. The human spirit is one of ability. Though I am not here physically, but I am with you in spirit, and my team members are here wishing the African Women Congress maiden edition a successful deliberation and a purposeful gathering. Thank you very much, African Women Conference 2018. We look forward to many more